I think Donald Trump is the only president in my lifetime that can actually get things done. The economy is a huge issue. They're bringing my husband Kevin. He does computer chips. They're bringing the computer chips back onto the American soil, so there won't be any breaches in security being made in Taiwan and China.
That's peculiar, because I thought it was under the Biden administration that Congress passed the Chips and Sciences Act that brought domestic manufacturing back from overseas.
When he was president for 4 years, what's one thing that he did that made your life, specifically your life, better? Not the community, but for you, if you can think of that.
The tax rates. The tax rates when he was president really helped me and my family out.
I'm glad the Trump tax cuts for the rich helped you, but us working class people only saw our tax rates go up. And that's like the only thing that Trump got done. Unlike the wall.
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
Which he admits he didn't and couldn't do.
So when you hear these lunatics back there say, Trump didn't get anything from Mexico. Well, there was no legal mechanism because I said they're going to help fund this wall. But there was no legal mechanism. How do you go to a country and say, by the way, I'm building a wall, hand us a lot of money?
So wait, he lied to Americans to get their vote? I'm being facetious. And then there are these folks that kiss his feet. Ugh.
What brings you out here tonight? Why are you excited to be here?
Oh, because it's President Trump, and I love him.
And what do you love about him? What would you like to see about him back in the White House?
He's no nonsense. I am from New York, like he is, okay? He's no nonsense, and he's a businessman, and he treats our money like it's his business.
Yeah, he takes it from you, laughing, as you're buying your 47th Trump hat and your 12th MAGA flag and your latest NFT Trump trading card. Good grief. And apparently Democrats are the ones that are sheep for getting a vaccine for a deadly virus. He could very well become president again. So let's talk about what a second Trump presidency would look like. I'm going to give it to you in a bulleted 3-point list, and you tell me in the comments which bullet you think is the most important. First, it shows the world that whining and name-calling on social media is the way to grab power, or other things. No, don't do that. And that rage typing at 2:30 a.m. is what makes you presidential. What a great example for kids, right? Who we tell that name-calling is immature and you shouldn't do it, and that whining is not the method to get you what you want. Those kids, if that adult who tells that to them then goes and votes for Trump, those kids are like, excuse me, you're a hypocrite. And they would be so right to do so. Second, it shows that Americans want more wealth inequality, because it was under Donald Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that the richest 400 families paid a lower tax rate at 23% than the bottom half of American households, me paying 24.2%. That loss of revenue and loss of money coming into the government, causing our national debt and deficit to skyrocket to nearly $1 trillion, making markets less stable. Under the Biden administration, the IRS actually targeted wealthy tax cheats and recovered $500 million in unpaid taxes, thanks to a provision that Republicans have tried to defeat in the Inflation Reduction Act, allowing us to reduce our national deficit. Third, it shows that you can attempt to cheat and still get elected. Never mind democracy or the people's voices. 3 words: fake elector schemes. And not only did Trump's rhetoric spur a mob to actually breach the Capitol to attempt to pause the certification of votes, as well as get a news network sued for defamation at the tune of $787 million. But the Trump team engaged in an organized criminal enterprise across a myriad of states that Biden, by the raw vote totals, won, like Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania, by either impersonating and or attempting to portray themselves as the electors, the people who certify the votes, in a way to just supersede, take over, and just declare the state being won for Donald Trump. Now, to be fair, let's compare this to a second Biden presidency, which would show that you can aid and abet a genocide halfway across the globe by providing unlimited amounts of money and weapons to a far-right government that wants to erase a certain population off the planet, which, by the way, is unpopular within his own party. So, Joe, if you're watching this, which I doubt, if you want to get reelected, you need to call for a ceasefire. Not only is it the humane right thing to do to prevent the loss of life, but also it is a great political move to ensure your reelection. But I guess if you want to lose to Trump that badly, go ahead. And besides that, a second Biden presidency would mean that people value the effectiveness of government in passing legislation, like the bipartisan infrastructure bill passed under Democrats their first year, the Inflation Reduction Act passed by Democrats their first year, the PACT Act, the Chips and Sciences Act. I can go on. And lastly, a second Biden presidency would show that people care way less about identity politics and attributes like age, and they care more about policy ideas in raw numbers. Also, my name is Scott Johnson. You can find more of me, a Southern political gay guy, Scott Johnson, on my YouTube, which is in the description box below, as well as my TikTok, which we are nearing 100,000 followers. So you definitely want to go and check it out. I do a morning live show on my TikTok at 7:30, 8 a.m. start point Eastern Standard Time. But most importantly, do not forget to smash that subscribe button to Rebel HQ and have a wonderful day.